This is your How to Read Stocks for Dummies tutorial. Now, I did not want to name it that, How to Read Stocks for Dummies tutorial. However, that's apparently what people are searching for on YouTube and Google, so that's what I had to title it. So I don't want to be offensive. I didn't mean to be offensive, but this is your How to Read Stocks for Dummies tutorial. Let's begin. We're going to look at finance.yahoo.com. So let's go over there. Once you arrive here at this top bar, search bar right here, that's where you're going to put in your ticker symbol. That's your identifying letters of your stock. So let's look at Ally Bank. So Ally Bank is owned by Ally Financial, so let's go there, ALLY, that's the ticker symbol, as you can see right here. We're going to select that. What we're going to do in this tutorial is give you the basic overview of what we are seeing on this screen. Let's begin. As of right now, when we are reviewing Ally Financial, ticker symbol ALLY, the price is $18.43 a share. The market is closed, so this right here, this will not be fluctuating because the market is closed. If the market is open during that time, you will see this fluctuating. You know, every few seconds, if you refresh it, it'll fluctuate. During this day, during this trading day, it went up 99 cents. Therefore, it was up 5.68%. That's a pretty big gain. However, markets are very volatile these days. That's what you are reading. After hours, the stock market has closed. However, the stock will still be trading after the market closes, and also tomorrow, pre-market. That just means the stock will be trading before the market opens. The amount, the quantity of how much of these stocks or these shares will be trading, it's going to be very minimal compared to the shares of the stock that are traded on the market during the day. So there's going to be, in other words, in layman's terms, there's going to be a lot of buying and selling, buying and selling during the day. And there's still going to be a little bit of buying and selling after the market closes and before the market opens. Currently, it's after hours. The next day, tomorrow morning, before the market opens, you'll see this say pre-markets, so before the market opens. Let's go onto here. This is the meat of the data. What I've highlighted, that's what we're going to be looking at closely. Today, Ally Financial closed at $18.43. The day prior, the previous close of Ally Financial was $17.44. This morning, today, the stock price opened at $17.90. So yesterday, it closed at $17.44 right here. And then at today's open, it just jumped open and started the day off at $17.90. So it was a good start. It was a good morning for Ally Financial. This is your beginner's tutorial, so we are not going to cover what the bid and the ask are. The bid and the ask, just for your information, this is more intermediate level, is what people are willing to pay for it. And ask is the price at which they are willing to sell it at, a share. But again, for now, if you're a beginner, please ignore those. The day's range is the price fluctuation of the day. During the day, during today's trading day, it fluctuated from $17.41 all the way up to $18.55. The 52-week range, that just shows you the price, where the price of Ally Financial has been in the past year. It has been as low as $10.22 and as high as $35.42. So you can see the current price, the $18.43, you know, it's not near the lowest and it's not near the highest point during the 52-week range. The volume is very important. This shows how many shares of Ally Financial has traded this day. This shows that 6,994,221 shares have traded today. If you see a stock with a volume that's very low, that means that you can get trapped in that stock because you wouldn't be able to sell it. So if you see a stock with a volume close to zero, that should be a red flag, and that should be problematic, because even if the stock went up and you wanted to sell it, you probably couldn't get rid of it. However, if I'm looking at Ally Financial and I see that the volume is nearly 7 million shares and one share is $18.43, that means it's very liquid. In other words, in layman's terms, that just means that it's very easy for you to buy a share of Ally, and it's very easy for you to sell a share of Ally, because nearly 7 million shares trade hands each day. Well, that was today. The average volume is how many shares of this stock trade on average per day. So as you can see, today's volume was slightly less than the average. However, I mean, that's very easy for you to sell your position and get out very quickly, because a lot of shares are trading each day. Moving up here, market cap, it's going to say 6.877B. That means the company, the market cap means market capitalization, which means the value of the company. The value of the company is how many shares there are of that company multiplied by the price per share. So how many shares there are times the price per share will give you the market cap, which means the value of the company. 6.877B just means the market cap, or the company's value, is valued at $6.877 billion. If you saw this as an M instead of a B, then that would mean 6.877 million. But this is a B, so the market cap, the value of the company is $6.877 billion. Beta, this is an intermediate level terminology or item, so please ignore this for the time being. This is PE ratio, is a price to earnings ratio. This is more intermediate level as well. This just means the price of the stock divided by how much in earnings each share of the stock means. Again, this is more for intermediate level analysis. We're just going over the very basics during this tutorial. However, that's PE ratio, and we'll cover that. We look on this very heavily in the intermediate level, so we'll be covering this very thoroughly. Earnings per share, this is intermediate level stuff too. This just means how much in net income the company makes divided by how many shares there are. So it's the earnings per share. The earnings dates. This is the expected dates where the company will release their quarterly earnings. So it is expected. Today's date is June 1st, and we are expecting the earnings to be released between July 16th through July 20th. There's forward dividend and yield. This just means the dividend that a company is paying. So Ally Financial is paying a dividend yield of 4.14%. Not all stocks, not all companies pay dividends. Ally Financial is one example of a company or a stock that pays a dividend. This just means that if you bought $100 worth of Ally Financial stock, then you would receive in dividends a rate of 4.14%. So if you bought $100 worth of Ally Financial stock, you would receive in dividends $4.14, approximately. Ex-Dividend Date, this just means the date that you need to be, this is more of an intermediate level thing, because this is representative of the date that you need to have been in the stock for the dividends, for you to receive the dividends. This is 1 year target estimate. This is, honestly, you should do your own research and your own homework. Don't rely on other people's targets or estimates, especially from a generic site like a Yahoo Finance. All this other stuff is this concrete data. But these things where they're opinions or estimates, I wouldn't rely on a site like Yahoo or Google or just any generic. Again, this is just opinion. So do your own research. And again, this is not beginner level stuff, but we'll make videos on those topics. Here, you're going to see the news regarding the company. This is particularly important if there's large price fluctuations in the stock. Then you can see why the stock moved up so much or why the stock moved down so much. So you can check your news here. Watch out for the ads though. And it just goes on and on. Clickbait right here. That is the news section. And this section is very important too, of course. This is the chart. 1D, that just means the 1 day chart. This is the price movement of Ally Financial during the 1 day. The x-axis, am I saying that right? Y-axis, x-axis, it just sounds funny. Okay, this is showing the time of the day, and this is the y-axis is showing the price. You can switch the time frame to 5 days to see how the price fluctuates. 1M is 1 month, 6M is 6 months. See, you see the price has dropped considerably from February 18th, February 14th, down to the second or third week of March. I would see the news during that time frame to see what the heck happened, what triggered this. Was it overblown? Was it justified? Or do you think that it can go down more? So I would check the news to see what happened during this time frame. That's why it's good to look at the charts as well. YTD just means year to date. So this will start January 1st. January 2nd was the first trading day of the year, up until today. 1Y is the 1 year chart. It was pretty stable, and then it just took a real big dive. Early February. 5Y is 5 year chart. Click on the max. It'll take you back as far as it goes. You can do a full screen approach. Wow, that's one heck of a dive. Look at that. That went down really fast. We'll go back, hit the back button over here. You're going to see some features here that are locked, like the company outlook. I think you got to pay for, freemium, huh? It's not worth it. Probably not worth it. You got the charts. We were just there. I would ignore the conversations. Let's see what this is all about. Don't trust anybody on the conversations on Yahoo's message board. Just don't. Just trust me. Statistics. This is your more intermediate analysis, so we'll ignore that for now. You have the historical price closings, what the stock price was on a particular day, if you wanted to be, if you're interested in a particular day, or from a set time frame. The profile will just give you a little bit more information about the company. Some nice paydays, give you the executives, titles, pay. I really like to look at who the executive team is, because the leadership is key. And you can do your background or your research on these people. Give you the size of the company, sector, industry, the website, and all the basic information. More info here. Okay, this one's probably one of the more important segments. The financials. Here you can look at the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement, so you can see how they are financially. If you look at the income sheet, again, we'll do a separate video about reviewing the income sheet and the balance sheet and the cash flow statements. I'm sorry to be going all over the place. Let's go back to income statement and relax here for a bit. Generally, high-level overview. You can see the history. This is their 1 year figures from 2016 2017, 2018, 2019. So this is comparative. Each line, each row is a comparative analysis compared to the previous year. And what I would do, again, this is very high level overview, just see if their total sales are growing, which is their total revenue. See if their total profits are growing or decreasing, which is their net income. So that's how you would just look at their financial health from a very high level overview. And then you can do the same thing from their balance sheets. You know, you can see their assets, their liabilities. Are their assets growing? Are their liabilities growing? Just see the health of their company. And you can do the same thing with the cash flow statements. On the analysis tab, again, don't trust these people. I mean, these analysts are like weathermen. It's just like weather reporters where they just get it wrong all the time. Just don't listen to this. Do your own research. Number of analysts. Just look at this. This is just nonsense. This is just nonsense. We won't get into options. Again, that's more advanced. Holders. Well, this is more intermediate stuff that a beginner probably would not need to know. This is just showing you the top who is holding these shares of this stock. People want to know this stuff to see if there's smart money, which is big institutions or big time investors that are shareholders, because usually that's a signal of a vote of confidence in that particular company, depending on who the investor or who the institutional holder is. And this is, I mean, you don't need to. This is not practical information. Sustainability. Those are the basics of how to read a stock quote from finance.yahoo.com or Yahoo Finance. It's practically the same thing with Google Finance. Honestly, I use both. In addition to the tools provided by the brokerage statements, if you do want to get started investing, I would recommend that you please subscribe to our channel. You can see and follow along what we would do in your situation with our brokerage accounts of $500, of $5,000, of $10,000, and $100,000. We have different portfolios because we're trying to achieve different things with each portfolio, but you can subscribe and see our positions and see what we're doing. And please check out all our other investing videos, which are really crafted for investing in the stock market if you're completely new to the stock market and you're just starting from scratch and you're starting from zero. And if you do want to get started and open up a brokerage account, please use our link below in our description. We highly recommend you either use brokerages such as Webull or Robinhood or Ameritrade. We're using all of those, and you can see when you follow along. If you do sign up with the Webull link in the description below, you will receive 2 free stocks on your sign up and through that registration process. And that would help us out too. So thank you so much. Please subscribe and please check out our other videos about investing in the stock market for beginners. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much and take care.